Oh god. How did I let you guys drag me to a New Year's Eve party? I don't even like planning for New Year's. In fact, nowhere on my to-do list does it say to get torn with the kids before 2019 drops.
Why are you complaining? We thought you liked parties.
Hermits who animate in their underwear don't exactly party hard.
Cheer up. It's probably going to be more fun than you think. Let's see this party as your first introduction to 2019.
Where do you think you're going? Get back here.
Come back, PJ.
Yeah, I don't have a good segue for this, so... Hey, Bedheads! Happy super late New Year! But for real, guys, I haven't been to a whole lot of parties in my 24 years of existing. If you take birthday parties out of the equation, I've really only been to one stereotypical party in my entire life. I'm talking about the cheap kind of basement parties you see in movies. A party that did in fact take place on New Year's Eve exactly 6 years ago. God, I feel old. And for the sake of not giving anything else away, we're gonna channel our inner Philly D and let's just jump into it. So it was 2012 and one of my real good buddies, we'll call her... Publius. It's an inside joke. Yeah, so, Publius had randomly approached me, asking if I could attend her family's New Year's Eve party. Now, I wasn't all that social in high school. I had never really been to a real party before. Shock of all shocks, I know. But I wasn't even sure how keen I was on going to this one, since I had a vague idea of what teen parties could be like. And I wasn't having none of that, okay? My body is a temple.
Praise Jesus.
But she told me it really wouldn't be all that wild. It was primarily family coming over, friends of family, and, of course, some mutual friends of ours. And what you guys don't know is that my own family didn't celebrate New Year's. Still don't. But I used that fact against my better judgment by reminding myself that, hey, you don't really have anything better to do, so why not? Couldn't hurt, right? And so, I accepted, got my mom to agree, which was a miracle, and that night, I was off. And let me tell you, the atmosphere that they had going on when I walked in was so pleasant. Friends and family gathered together in one place. The adults chatting over drinks, the kids playing games. It was really nice. Man, I didn't even realize how nervous I'd been about the party until I felt those very nerves wash away. Like, wow, this is what we were worried about? Oh no, not small talk. Look at this dude. Look at this little bit. No. Daddy demonetization. Stay back. Bobby Pavement. Ow. Okay, moving on. So I see my friends in the other room, we chat a bit, laugh, yada yada. And I tell Publius that the party seemed really nice, and that I was happy to be invited. Might be a little weird adjusting to all the strangers, but hey, we'd find something to do with them if we got creative enough. But that's when Publius hit me with something that would literally change the entire course of that peaceful night. This isn't our party, actually. Ours is downstairs, in the basement. Yo, y'all ever feel so anxious that your butt cheeks clench into your crack? Like what? Yeah, see, I subscribed for wholesome content tonight, so I'ma just, don't mind me, I'm just... Guys, she took us to this basement door, and I didn't even have to walk through it to know that this was a mistake. The party music was just barely being contained through the door, and I was catching a waft of the familiar scent that was, the sin spinach. You feel? This was by no means a party that I wanted to attend, and yet when I saw all my friends go, I knew I'd have to follow if I didn't want to be left behind. And no sooner than when we opened the door... Yeah, somehow, I stepped into a really generic teen movie. It had everything. Dimly lit basement, one guy getting high in the corner while the others were smoking some cigs, obnoxiously loud music with bass heavier than my college debts, girls and guys grinding all up on each other's ugly ditties, and of course... alcohol. It was everything that I predicted teen parties to be, and it's exactly why I hadn't wanted to go in the first place. I was way out of my element, and I could not make it work for the life of me. All my friends had gone to the back to indulge in the naughty no-no that is underage drinking, while my lonely rump was off in the corner, avoiding some flirty comments like, "Man, that is some good water. Here, dude, have some. You're looking a little thirsty." Genuinely, there isn't that much story in this room. All my pals wanted to do was drink, and I didn't give myself the chance to be a part of any of that. Though, one thing I really did enjoy was the disgusted look on my friend Ivana's face when she chugged a sinful mixture of cotton candy vodka, tequila, and Hawaiian punch. Ugh.
But PJ, if nothing happened, why mention it?
Trust me, this is important to the story. Now, eventually I had been given some mercy. 2013 was coming in quick, and Publius's mom was calling us all upstairs to take part in the countdown. We moved the party to the living room, and nearly everyone's eyes were glued to the countdown on TV. I, however, being someone who never really celebrated before, couldn't find much interest in it. Instead, I took that time to glance over to my right, where Ivana had been standing away from me, and I couldn't help but notice that she looked off. She had this weird slump and fumble to her step, like she couldn't exactly keep steady. And as I noticed it, she started sauntering on over to me with this hazy, glossy look in her eyes, giggling away at seemingly nothing in particular, with a fresh cup of God only knows what, half drunk in her hand. This was oh crap moment numero uno. So she keeps on walking, she's still giggling, and she sluggishly placed a hand on my shoulder, muttering my name as if to get the attention she already knew she had. She looked at me, and I looked at her, and her lips parted to say, "Hey PJ, wanna know a secret?" Me, being uncertain and nervous, replied, yeah, Ivana, sure. What is it?" The countdown was on its way. Everyone was amped up, and as they chanted down, Ivana leaned in, chuckled in my ear, and quietly said, "I am so drunk right now." And that was oh crap moment number 2. Out of 3. Publius and her family left the house after that. Apparently, they all have this weird tradition on New Year's where they walk around the neighborhood banging pots and pans, and I followed them, but the whole time I held my pal Ivana close. I had no idea why she decided to tell me she was drunk. Maybe because I was the only person technically sober, I don't know. But I instantly felt a responsibility over her, and was too scared to keep her out of arm's reach. Still, I knew I couldn't keep this info to myself. I needed help. So at one point, I went over to Publius, who I knew drank the least, and told her what was up. She broke down the situation for what it was, and told me and our mutual friends that we weren't going to go back to the basement party. Rather, we'd go to her room and have a nice, friendly little get-together of our own, where we could wind down and watch over Ivana. We all agreed, and to be honest, that's when the night turned pleasant again. This was it, you know? This was all I wanted out of my new year. Just a few close friends joking around and having some fun. Publius and my other pals were being all silly. I was recording the moment with a camera she let me borrow. And poor Ivana was in bed, sleeping off the drunk vibes. It was all peaceful, mellow, and made 2013 feel oddly right. Until I saw Ivana sit up. PJ, fun fact, I have a history, you see, with vomiting. Anytime I had a stomach problem, I could never just hurl my guts once and be good, okay? It was a cycle, which made nausea and I terribly well acquainted back then. So I was very aware of the signs on one's face when they're about to puke out their lunch. And when I saw Ivana sit up from the bed, I knew only one thing was coming. And it was coming in fast. Oh, crap. Without a second thought, Ivana leapt out of bed and made a mad dash for the bathroom. My pals obviously noticed this and start shooting each other some very confused looks. And I'm trying to tell them what's about to happen, but oh no, I guess mouth machine broke because I could not English. Luckily, given the pretty obvious circumstances of that night, they were able to piece it together on their own rather quickly, and good thing, cause this girl was dipping back inside the room with a hand over her mouth. She couldn't explain herself too well, but from what we gathered, someone was already in the bathroom and wouldn't let her inside for nothing. A proper deuce, I imagine. So she came back inside looking for a trash bin, a plastic bag. Anything would do at this point, but we couldn't find diddly. Our friends are freaking out. I'm still frozen playing cameraman. Publius is looking for anything that will save her carpet, and poor Ivana is on the brink of tasting the worst cocktail ever for a second time that night. But then, we all saw it. A small trash bin just off to the corner on the other side of the room. Publius dove for it, reaching out to grab it as quickly as she could. But it was too late. The second she got a hold of the trash bin, Ivana warned that she couldn't keep it in any longer. Her body trembled, her hand shifted, and in a flash, the Force awakened. Drums. I'm singing now. Drums. Copyright song. Drums. Please do not strike my channel. Blech. Dang it! Ooh, so close. Yeah, she missed. But just barely. Legit, a few seconds quicker and she totally would have got it. I was kind of impressed, actually. I kind of wish I actually caught it on camera, but really, even though I was holding it, I did kind of drop it in my panic and miss the money shot. So no real footage of this disgusting moment actually exists. Truly tragic. But yeah, adults came upstairs to see what the fuss was about, and from there, we pretty much all decided that the party was officially over. Ivana was tired and sick and needed to be put to bed. But when I felt like she was okay, I told my pal's brother to take me home, and that was my introduction into 2013! What a way to start a year, huh? It's quite the memory, really. I mean, 6 years have passed and I still remember it like it was yesterday. However, despite it being funny and memorable, I want to end this story by saying one thing. Me and my friends were basically 17 to 18 years old, but we still underage drank. Yes, we were around adults, but it didn't stop them from being irresponsible and making poor choices. Choices that led to Ivana getting sick, throwing up, and even cleaning up her own mess after she got all weak and woozy. All things she could have avoided had she just made the decision to drink more responsibly. So please, all you youngsters out there, you don't need the bad decision juice to have a good time. I mean, look at yours truly. I walked in there with a red solo cup of water and walked out with free content, baby! No, I'm better than that. Ivana, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I love you. But thanks for the content. Thank you so much for your patience, guys, but please keep listening because things are going down. As most of you know, VidCon 2019 is next month, and I will actually be attending this year's convention. Pretty exciting. I really want to see my pals and meet you guys at the con, but since I'm low on funds for my trip, I just want to let you all know that I have a KOFI and Patreon now. I understand if some of you don't have the money to commit to Patreon, but even if you could toss a single KOFI donation my way, that would be wonderful. I also have a new pin coming into the merch store that you guys can purchase soon if you want to support me that way. But if you don't got any money to give and just want to indulge in some more sweet content, I have 2 links in the description for you guys. One is a playlist of videos I've been a part of on other people's channels, and the other is a much more serious video by the channel Psych2Go that I wanted to promote forever ago. They mentioned me at the end, and I just really wanted to give this important video some attention. Finally, a huge thanks to JayDotJay, the Tom5000, TheAmaazing, Airoah, and Rhude Rhino for contributing to this video. It would be nothing without you guys. Alright, I think that's everything. I'm tired, so good night, bedheads. Sleep well and dream big.